Remember, there's some pretty important information here in the disclaimer. You might want to give the video a quick pause and read it.
Oh, hey everybody, it's me, Sonic! Sonic the Hedgehog! Just here to remind you that if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button. And for even more amazing customs, don't forget to subscribe to Wake Angel 2001, because between you and me, they're way past cool.
Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with the next part of R-Comix's commission, Russ the Rabbit. Actually, I think it's a rabbit, because, I like the alliteration of Russ the Rabbit. I'm also going to say Russ Bunny, because Russ Bunny sounds like Dust Bunny, and I think that's cute. But no, I'm going to call him Russ the Rabbit, because, rabbit. Anyway, Russ the Rabbit. Not only is he the next part of a commission, and he is indeed a spouse. I think he's supposed to be married to the Manticore girl I made last month, whose name has just jumped out of my head as I was saying it, but I'm not making another take. But this is also an experimental figure. It is to see if I can use a Mega Construx male figure to make a Sonic OC. And, a Sonic character in general. And Russ seemed like a decent OC to start with because he's wearing clothes. And, thanks to the fact that he's wearing clothes, you can kind of fudge away a lot of the more intricate details of body shapes. Hopefully, if I can figure out how to make this work properly, I can do it for more traditional male Sonic characters not known for wearing too many clothes. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's see how we succeed in this. There was some 3D printing involved. I made Cream's shoes, based on her 3D models. Rouge's right hand and an ungloved Sonic fist for the left hand. Again, mostly just so I could see what parts work best when you attach them to figures, and, I figured varying it up is the best I can do. With a rabbit avatar head from Sonic Forces, and, my pitiable attempt at making rabbit ears, which kind of look more like popsicle sticks. We'll get on that later. Well, let's see. Let's start with the body and work our way up to the head. I'm starting with one of the generic Call of Duty soldiers because you can get a whole lot of them for a relatively low price. And all I have to do is use a little bit of epoxy to cover up the, shirt detailing on the chest and add a little tail to the rear. And, everything kind of works out. Just like I usually do with the female characters, it's actually somewhat easy to make modifications to the arms by attaching hands onto the ends of them. And, this still works, and he still has the wrist and bicep swivel, so all that is good. And, okay, so I just wanted to point out real quick, when this guy's painted, I wanted at least one open hand, because, this is one of the few times where, the character explicitly has paw pads on his palms. Those little squishy pillow things that animals have on their feet. And Mobian characters often don't have that. They're usually just depicted as having regular human hands, the rare instances where you see them not wearing gloves. But I kind of like the idea that character kind of has that, so that's why I wanted to show that off. So the torso just needed a quick paint job to look like that shirt with a gear with a stylized S going through it, I'm gonna guess. Not really completely sure. And a slightly modified trench coat from the Dr. Halsey figure to make his overshirt. Now, there were some flaws to this, which I will get to in a bit. But first, let's go back to that head. I took the rabbit avatar head and stuck those bunny ears into it, and then sculpted everything around them. The cheek tufts, I tried to give the ears a little bit more 3D relief so that they would look a little more realistic, and I sculpted the hair on top and around everything. Because sticking the ears in after the hair is there would be a pain. That's some foreshadowing. And I even did a test build of the figure before I did any of the painting or anything, as you can see here, standing next to my Avatar figure, just to see if these guys can still stylistically work next to the Jazzwares built figures. Still the same height and stuff. And confirmed they are at least the same height, and the hips and shoulders are in the right place, so it's not like the proportions are completely off, but, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So this is what the head looked like, and, yeah, like, the ears, like, I thought that, it kind of looked like the reference image, because the reference image I was given was mostly from the front and back, but then I kind of forgot that he also showed me what the character is supposed to look like from the side, and the ears are a lot more curled. But that's where I kind of hit a big, sticking point. Okay, so let's just take a look. This is what the figure looked like when I first built it. And R-Comix told me that the ears just looked too flat, and also the shirt didn't look flannelly enough. I actually tried to paint red stripes on a darker red shirt, and the contrast just wasn't deep enough. I tried to do the red on red thing like the reference, but I guess I'll just have to make black stripes. But here's the thing. I made these ears in the 3D printer all flat like this because ears, especially rabbit ears, are very hard to make. And I know I've done Bunny a few times, but if you look at my Bunny customs, like, her ears are really flat. And it was a massive pain to get them to stand upright while they were hardening, because when you make something so thin and tall, it just wants to collapse under its own weight. So it turns out that R-Comix actually has some 3D modeling skills, so he used Maya to make a pair of rabbit ears in the shape that he actually wanted for his own character. And then he sent those over to me, and well, what do you know? He was able to 3D print them out and attach them to the head. Yes, this did involve cutting the ears off using my Dremel because they were way too deeply embedded, drilling holes into the head to stick the pegs for those ears in, and then re-sculpting quite a bit of his hair to get everything to blend in naturally. But the end result was a Rust figure that looks a lot more like the character he wanted and satisfied the customer a lot more. And that is what's important, customer satisfaction. So that is the completed Rust the Rabbit figure. Once again, I'd like to show a picture of him side by side with my avatar to show that they don't completely stand out next to the Jazzwares figures. And this might be a bold new era because I know with like female characters, like I was always able to use the female Mega Construx figures. It helps that pretty much all female characters wear clothes, or they have they're often done in a slightly sexier style, so the more human-like proportions on the limbs are less noticeable. With male characters, they harken way back more to the rubber hose era with the skinny arms and legs, which is why I've always hesitated to do this in the past. But we're going to see if I can refine this technique and make future figures look even more like official Sonic characters, despite the non-traditional bucks. So stay tuned for that, and funny thing, I kind of used up my last paintbrush on this guy without realizing it, so I'm going to have to get some new paintbrushes because this Death Caliber sword I'm trying to paint is giving me quite the task. Anyway, this has been Wake Angel 2001, and I am signing off.